There's a certain kind of person who walks into a crowded room and immediately starts scanning for the exit. Not because they're rude, not because they hate people, but because something in their body tightens the second the noise rises. If you've ever left a concert early, avoided packed malls, or felt exhausted after a busy social event, this might explain why. For years, people who dislike crowded places were labeled shy, antisocial, or dramatic. But psychology paints a very different picture. It often starts with stimulation. Every brain has a threshold for sensory input. Lights, movement, conversations overlapping, music, unpredictable interactions. A crowded environment delivers all of that at once. For some nervous systems, that level of input is exciting. For others, it's overwhelming. Research on sensory processing sensitivity suggests that some individuals process environmental stimuli more deeply. That means their brains don't filter background noise as easily. They notice everything: the loud laugh across the room, the flicker of lights, the shift in someone's tone. In a packed space, that turns into cognitive overload. And when the brain feels overloaded, the body responds. Heart rate increases, muscles tense, focus narrows. It can feel like anxiety, even if you're not anxious about anything specific. But here's where it gets interesting. People who avoid crowds often value depth over volume. They prefer conversations where they can actually hear and think. They enjoy environments where they can observe without competing for attention. It's not about fear of people. It's about preference for clarity. There's also the control factor. Crowded spaces are unpredictable. You can't control the noise, the pace, the energy, or the proximity of strangers. For people who thrive in structured or calm environments, that unpredictability feels draining rather than stimulating. That doesn't mean they're fragile. In fact, many individuals who dislike crowds are highly perceptive and emotionally aware. They read subtle cues, they pick up on social shifts. And that heightened awareness can be exhausting in chaotic settings. But here's the question you need to ask yourself. Do you avoid crowds because they overwhelm your senses? Or because they trigger fear of judgment or social rejection? Those are two very different psychological patterns. If it's sensory overload, you're likely wired for lower stimulation. If it's fear-based, there may be social anxiety involved. Neither makes you broken. They just require different kinds of understanding. In a culture that equates fun with loud and busy, preferring calm can feel abnormal. But maybe the real issue isn't that you hate crowds. Maybe you just function better in spaces where your nervous system can breathe. Now I want to hear from you. Do crowded places energize you or drain you? Tell me in the comments. And if you enjoy psychology that helps you understand your own patterns instead of judging them, subscribe to the channel. We break down the science behind behaviors most people misunderstand. I'll see you in the next one.